And governor says that this document shows I am in receipt of resolution of 21st by 34 members stating that there is enormous discontent. Resolution clearly indicates that the majority members of the Shiv Sena legislative party want to exist the alliance of the NCP and INC, and to that end they have reaffirmed the appointment of the leader of Shiv Sena legislative party. He is recognizing a person who has been thrown out, the governor. With greatest respect, Malad, this cannot be countenanced. You have to completely disregard this document as a self-serving document with no indication. And therefore, Malad, Justice Venkachalaya's observations only, Malad, reaffirm that we have reached the bottom of the barrel. So, Malad, I mean, I didn't want to say this, Malad. I really did not want to say this. But I'll give to the other side. You just have to read it, Malad, where we are going in this country. Malad, last thing I'd like to say, and then I'm done, is that, Malad, the history of this court is the history of celebration of the values of the Constitution. There have been occasions where, Malads, like ADM Jabalpur, Malads, which is in dissonance with what this court has done over the years, Malads. I wish and hope, Malads, because this is an equally, Malads, significant case. It's a moment in the history of this court when the future of democracy will be determined. Malads, I am absolutely certain that without the intervention of this court, our democracy will be in danger because no government will be allowed to survive. It is with that hope, Maharaj, that I make this plea to your lordships to allow this petition and set aside the governor's order. I'm obliged to your lordship.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. Dr. Singhvi will continue at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
So how long will you take?
Over about an hour, hour and a half.
Before Dr. Singhvi starts, I was told Mr. Sibal, some unconnected letter was produced by him, written by the governor.
That you need not deal with. It's you want to have to get a letter, just see the letter. No?
I have seen it,
It has no bearing on the matter. It has no bearing on the matter at all.
Lord, difficulty is I don't have the advantage of being in dual capacity. I am only a lawyer. So I can't argue political issues, which are totally unconnected.
This letter was only, we had to only smile. That's all. Nothing more than that. I mean, there are so many things which I told you at the end of the argument. You just smile. You take it as
Lord, your lordship should smile twice. A, for such an unconnected thing being presented before your lordship, and second, for the content of it.
Lord, I don't think you have to really take it.
I'll leave it at that. Lord, second thing, yesterday I forgot.
We're not even going to. I don't think even Mr. Sibal expects us to refer to it in our judgment or anything like that.
Lord, second thing, Lord, I forgot.
He didn't even read it as Brother Shah says.
He has not even read it.
He has not read it.
He said contents I will not read. You read.
Lord, second thing, I forgot to mention yesterday. In my list, I'm not arguing, Lord.
Yes.
In my documents, the last 2 documents are the letters received by me, by the governor, from leader of opposition and from Eknath Shinde, that this is how we have the stable majority. Allow us to prove it.
Okay.
So, my lord, kindly have that, my lord. And the third request, Lord,
Yes.
there are some new points, my lord, addressed by Mr. Sibal. Considering that this is a wider issue, my lord, I can't object to that being argued. But allow me to file, my lord, my summary of submissions, my lord, over and above what I have filed. After the arguments are over, not for arguments purpose.
We'll see. Or you want to make some point in 2 minutes, you can make the point in 2 minutes. There also. Suppose you filed your summary, then they'll say, well, we want to file something. If you make that point.
I would ensure your lordship that
If you make the point in their presence in 5 minutes, they are here, so you can. You're both in
I'll just
presence of each other.
I bow down.
It's better, isn't it?
But I can assure your lordship, there would not be anything new which they would feel that they need to
But
argue.
what is the problem, my lord, saying it now? My lord is allowing you to say it in 2 minutes now.
Then after you complete.
After Dr. Singhvi, after you complete, if there's no 1 second, if there's.
But this would be, the ping pong will continue. That's the only thing.
Ping pong has to end this side, Balas. The rejoinder is where the
Dr.
ping pong
Singhvi,
ends. Let him say that.
No, the
minute or
ping
two.
pong ends where
A minute or 2 minutes, if there's something which the.
Whereas your lordship's fond hopes of minute or 2 minutes or 5 minutes are difficult hopes to manage. 1 or 2 minutes.
Well,
5
Dr. Singhvi would rather have it said in your presence, so we don't have more pleadings now being filed in
I
the
am
form.
saying-
I bow.
Say it now.
I'll not insist for that. I'm respectfully, my lord,
I'm
not
saying say it
insisting
now.
for that.
I'm not opposing it.
Lord, let Dr. Singhvi complete.
Then you see
There
that-
are some issues which
All right.
I as a governor cannot deal with, my friend will deal with.
That would be a sur rejoinder. Let him say it now. I'm not opposing his saying. Your lordship is permitted to say it.
No, after dealing with your.
He may be wanting to reflect on it for a couple of minutes. That's all.
Some paras I'll point out at the end which were
No, no, this will be a sur rejoinder. This is not.
whenever your lordship says. So
All
I'll
right.
read it.
We'll see.
Unless your lordship will allow a note. Otherwise, your lordship will have a full-blown sur rejoinder in terms of 2
We
minutes.
thought
5
allowing a note would be prejudicial to you. Therefore, we said we'll hear them in.
He's agreeable, he's fair. My lord, he's
sur
agreeable.
rejoinder. There will be a sur rejoinder.
All right. Mr. Call, you circulate a short note.
Yes.
Not more than 2 pages, yes?
Not more than 2 pages. Give a copy to.
That's fair. That's fair.
May I make one suggestion, subject to what your lordship says. I'll take exactly 2 minutes by the clock and just give the paragraphs. Can I do that?
That can be in the note. That can be in the note.
Only 2 minutes. That is in para 119, my lords, of Bumai. Specifically, the issue of legislators withdrawing support is taken care of. Bumai was a case of 2 parties merging and then a few MLAs withdrawing support. In para 119,
Just
It
a
is-
second. We'll just make a note of it.
it is specifically said in para 119, in this connection, it is necessary to stress that in all cases where the support of the ministry claimed is to have been withdrawn by some legislatures, the proper course for the testing the strength of the ministry is holding the test on the floor of the House. The only argument that I am seeking to make, my lords, that this is a flawed argument from the other side, as if there is an alternative mandatory mechanism provided. Under the Constitution, there is no alternative mandatory mechanism provided to say that this should have been done and not that. When a governor looks at a position where MLAs come forward and say we are withdrawing support, to say that till yesterday you were together, today you are not together is not after Rameshwar Prasad the mandate of the governor at all, because that amounts to getting into the ethicality and the correctness of who should be with whom. Just testing the proposition, the BJP and the Shiv Sena were pre-poll alliance. Now someone could say post-poll, wasn't it unethical that for 30 years you were together and you ditched and went with someone else? I'm not getting, now that's not the governor's domain.
Okay.
All that the governor sees is,
That point you made now.
the governor sees is, do you have the majority or not, close it on the floor of the
Bumai you have cited. Then what else?
Secondly, my lords, para 191
Of?
Nabam Rebia.
Yes.
Read with para 233 to 235 of Nabam Rebia.
33.
233 to 235 of Nabam Rebia specifically deals with Article 179 subclause C and removal. It is absolutely incorrect to say that Nabam does not deal with removal at all. Para 191, 233 to 235 specifically deals with Article 179 subclause C and removal. Thirdly, my lords, para 238 of Nabam, because this whole argument of intention to remove, actual removal, Justice Mishra deals with it and says, you will not wait till the date when the resolution is moved. The moment an expression of interest is given, an expression of interest is bound to be by way of a notice. The moment that notice is given, is when the clock starts ticking, because between the intention expressed to remove and the actual resolution being moved, you can actually alter the composition. So that's dealt with, my lords, there. Lastly, my lords, this whole, last just two arguments. Form 1, what I had mentioned, my lords, was when your lordships had asked me in that context that is any post mentioned. There is no post mentioned there. So the purpose of what I wanted to say to your lordships, maybe I should have made myself clearer, is that under Rule 3, just show me Rule 3, that where designations are given, where it says a statement in writing containing the names of members of such legislature party together with other particulars regarding such members as in Form 1, and the names and designations of members of such party who have been authorized for communicating with the speaker, is given by the leader of the legislature party. And if your lordships were to have Form 1, it is, just have Form 1 for a minute. Page.
It's furnished by the leader of the legislative party.
Yes. And then it says name of the corresponding political party. So and then lastly, my learned friend made an argument. Please come to that party in the beginning, just quickly, that party. Let's please see how is it being read. Firstly, please have G, 2G for a minute. My lords have
Doctor.
2G.
Yes.
Member means a member of the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly. Then F says leader in relation to a legislature party means a member of the party chosen by it as its leader, and includes any other member of the party authorized by the party to act in the absence of the leader as or discharge of the functions of the leader of the party for purposes of these rules. My learned friend wants your lordships to read this, devotes the rules and say it means political party. And now please have Rule 3 for a minute. Subclause 5, just have rule.
Leader refers to the person who is designated by the party.
By the legislature. A member can only be the leader of the legislature party. That's what I read. No one else other than a member of the
No, but see
legislature.
the definition of leader, it's very clear. It is
Yes,
designated by it. It means by the legislative,
Yes,
the political
but-
party.
Political party.
No, it doesn't use the word political. That is your interpretation.
No, but this
No,
is
no,
very clear. This is very clear. Just read the rule.
Please read
Yes,
that.
the rule
See the
is
definition.